charges? We have to do 3 count charges against you.
As you are aware, we are not going into the charges because completely they are political charges, of course, and it's for the lawyers to react to the charges. Even if you see a copy of the charges, it will tell the story of the charges. It was so hurriedly done, they didn't even know how to spell my names correctly. They didn't put my age because there were no charges in the first place. This was just an attempt to continue the persecution of Sowore by the Buhari regime. So I just want to say Happy New Year because I didn't have the time to do that to Nigerians before I was arrested. But all rest assured that the struggle continues. And
So tell us how you sustain this.
Yes, the policemen that were brought to where they claimed a protest was taking place just pounced on people. I came out of my car because I was covering the event and told them to stop beating people, and they pounced on me too and broke my nose. This was carried out by a mobile police officer who led about 5 vehicles loaded with, about 7 vehicles loaded with mobile policemen well armed. It was an attempt to tell him to stop brutalizing Nigerians in view of SARS and the position of this country right now on police brutality. That they pounced on me to broke my nose. When they took me to the abattoir, I discovered that the Nigerian government has not ended SARS. They mobilized SARS officers to also beat us up and force us into detention at abattoir, one of the notorious SARS detention centers, where we've been since Friday.
So what's the next now?
Tomorrow, we are coming to court tomorrow to rule on bail. Yes, so I mean to listen to the magistrate on bail. Yes, we were also instructed to file for we were also instructed to ensure that we have adequate medical treatment. So they said they should send us to Kuje prison for the next 24 hours. Is it correctional center? Well, I don't agree that it's correctional, so yes, it's prison. Yes, it's in prison. Further in prison.
Revolution! Yeah. Revolution!
The question is very simple. We have a case, and yes. The truth of the matter is that today is the first sitting day of court in FCT after the break, and that is exactly in line with the constitutional provisions. We have to come to court, and we are here. So, and they were being charged for criminal conspiracy, unlawful assembly, and then inciting public disturbance to the extent that somebody is calling that there should be a change of government by other means other than the constitutional. They approved the constitutional processes.
Why were the charges just this way?
You said?
Why were the charges just admitted today?
How do you know when it was? It is an FIR. This is not charge. You must know the difference between a charge and an FIR. This first information report. It could be oral, but we'll make sure that we reduce it into writing.
In court, you told
yes.
Your worship that they are still being investigated. Yeah. If they are still being investigated, why did you write this FIR?
Well, FIR, you see, the constitutional provision is that you should take them to the court anytime the court, if there's any court at all that is sitting within the purview of their time of detention. And that is why I've told you that as far as we are concerned, in FCT here, the first opportunity of court sitting is only today. And that's why they are here before the court, for the court to take judicial notice of their presence. We have told the court why they are with us and why they are before the court. And the court has made a consequential order. And we are coming back tomorrow for the argument of a bail application. And we are always ready.
Sorry, please. Sowore is accusing the police. Can you tell us more about? Sowore is accusing the police that you arranged lawyers that he didn't know.
Yeah, the other thing of lawyers.
He couldn't have said that because I'm telling you that it's a fallacy. Police do not arrange any lawyer for anybody.
So how come lawyers will stand in for someone?
That is for him to go and ask those who appear in his name, not for us, because we don't arrange lawyers. Some people came and announced appearance for the defendant. I was taken aback that as a lawyer, I wouldn't come to court not properly briefed. So if there's anything at all, it's those lawyers that you have to sort out to tell you exactly who brought them.
James, your name and introduce yourself.
And the other good four, I can authoritatively tell you that they were arraigned today by the police in an attempt to deny them access to their lawyers. Mr. Desheva denied the fact that they hurriedly attempted arraigning the defendants today, Mr. Omele Sowore and the other four. Well, they indeed arraigned Mr. Omele Sowore without informing his lawyers. And when Mr. Sowore raised the objection as to the fact that under the Constitution, he has the right to legal representation, Mr. Idecheba, who is the OC legal of the District Command, insisted that the court can proceed without Mr. Sowore and the other defendants having access to their lawyers. The courts took arguments and then decided that the issue of legal representation is a matter of constitutional rights and obligation. So it was after the court insisted that the defendants must be represented by the lawyer of their choice in line with the constitutional provision that we were called and then we were in court to actually represent them. When we came to court, their pleas were taken. They were arraigned for unlawful assembly and incitement of public disturbance. As you may recall, some patriots between the 31st of December and the 1st of January 2021 staged a peaceful protest around Gudu area, and then they were rounded up and arrested and taken to the SARS, the notorious SARS abattoir, where they were brutalized, tortured, and serious injuries were inflicted upon them. As I speak with you, Mr. Omele Sowore, he has a broken nose, and he's still not been attended to. His health is still very precarious at the moment. Well, back to today's proceedings. Their pleas were taken today. They indeed pleaded not guilty to the charges. We wanted to move the court to grant them bail on self-recognizance, but the court felt it would be more appropriate for us to file a formal motion for bail. The court has instructed, the court has used its discretion in instructing that we file a formal application for bail, which will be mandated to file and serve on the prosecution today before 4 p.m. so that we can come back tomorrow by 11 a.m. and take the formal application for bail of the defendants. So the matter has been adjourned to tomorrow.
He said he ran into some people that were gathered and police were brutalizing them. That was why he stepped in to stop
That is exactly what I just told you. The account is not the account is not different. This is what I said. I said some persons were gathered for a peaceful rally at Gudu area. I did not say Mr. Omele Sowore. As a matter of fact, Mr. Omele Sowore was not there at the moment when they were swamped upon and when they were being brutalized. Mr. Sowore saw them beating some persons that are known to us, specifically Mr. Juwon Sanyolu was being harassed and beaten by the police. And Sowore came in and intervened and said, "Why are you harassing an innocent citizen?" And it was at that point that the leader of the team, what was her name, DSP Altine Daniel, had booted Mr. Omele Sowore in the nose and gave him a broken nose. So Sowore was not part of that protest. He was not part of that rally. He just came in and intervened when he saw them beating a Nigerian citizen. And he said, "Why are you beating these persons?" And then the next thing they had booted him, beat him up, sprayed him with tear gas, and then they dragged him to the notorious SARS cell at Abattoir. So he was not actually part of the protest. And after he was taken to the SARS cell at Abattoir, they detected some